everything right? Am I going to say the right things? Do I project the right image? My mind just spinning with thoughts. I just hope I get it right. I hope I get it right. Yeah.
That was Caitlyn Jenner on her new reality series, I Am Cait, debuting last night on the E! Network. The premiere episode gave us our first look at Caitlyn's new life, interacting with her family, including her mom, her daughter, even Kim and Kanye. Now, how are audiences receiving the new show? Let's discuss it with former managing editor of the People magazine, Larry Hackett. Transgender actress Jocelyn DeFries is here. Good to have you both. You both watched the show. You've seen it. So, did she, as she said, did Cait get it right?
Yes, she got it right, 100%. It was like so exciting and touching to watch. A very emotional experience for me.
What do you think, Larry?
I keep thinking about the genius of her campaign. That is, you know, the Vanity Fair cover, the Diane Sawyer, and now this. Mm-hmm. There was something almost, she's so familiar that there's nothing almost shocking about it. And again, she's so likable. That carries the show. It
was so interesting because I think there was some reticence and worry from some people that were concerned that the Kardashian noise would affect the true heart of what was going on, the true issue. Did it for either of you?
Not for me.
No. I mean, I was shocked at how intimate it was.
Let me say this. She is an exceedingly wealthy person, and she lives in something of a cocoon with the wealth. There's a scene with Kim and Kanye where she's with Kim in her closet and there's new outfits, and you're like, this is
not anybody else's reality.
It's not. And I must say, although I thought the show was very effective, and it's incredible that we have become so familiar with this, that it didn't seem shocking in any way. I thought that there was a scene at the end where she goes to visit another family, and she talks in the show about how she wants to be an advocate. I thought that was the least effective to the show, to me.
Oh, really? Okay, so you're this scene that you're talking about is when she went to visit the family of a 14-year-old that had Kyler Prescott, that had committed suicide.
That's right.
She has said quite openly that she wanted to do this because she wanted to serve as a role model.
The show opens with that notion, and I think as it goes on, there'll be more of that. It seemed to me a little tacked on, and again, she's getting used to this role. So she wasn't born into the role of an activist, and it seemed a little...
And there's no playbook.
That's correct. Absolutely. So I don't want to be too scolding about it, but that felt tacked on.
And I thought, one thing that she says in the episode was that she's not an expert, but she's an expert on her story.
Yes.
And that's all she can be. And she can share that and touch people with what she's going through.
Well, and the fact is, I think like with any other community, right, there's a spectrum.
Sure.
The black experience isn't a single one. The gay experience is not a single one. There's a spectrum, and everybody's going to have a different experience. But the thing is if the authenticity rang true, and it did for both of you. I want to show some clips, because I think there's some very moving parts of it. In particular, and I want to ask you about this, Jocelyn, after you watch it, this notion of family acceptance. This is a very touching moment when she has her mom come to see her. Let's watch this.
It's kind of tough to tell your mother all these secrets. You always have doubts in your mind of how that first impression is going to work out. You want it to be so good. She's never met Caitlyn, and I'm just hoping for the best.
Where are you going in your head as you watch that?
It's so touching. It's amazing. It's like, it really brings back this, how important it is to have acceptance.
Yes.
How important it is to have acceptance, and then that it changes your entire experience.
And it's interesting, our families, right, they have so much power in our lives.
Absolutely.
Whether it's good or bad.
Absolutely.
And to have that kind of support from her family has been pretty extraordinary.
And one of the things about her that I was struck by both in the Diane Sawyer and the Vanity Fair is that she does not speak in therapy speak. She speaks very plain. Exactly.
Yeah.
As does the family. And they encounter and they deal with these issues in ways that I find infinitely relatable.
And talk a little bit more about the idea of the privilege, and that's one of the things I want to hear, because I want to hear what you're hearing from within the transgender community about the fact that she's sort of becoming a poster child, if you will. But is there concern that this privilege, she's white, she's affluent, she has power and prestige and fame, is there a concern that as the poster child she's setting an unreal expectation? Or is there not that concern? They're just glad somebody's pushed the door open.
I'm sure that there is that concern for some people. I mean, I've heard some people have that concern. But I think, honestly, one of the most touching things, and I was sharing this with Larry before, was that she acknowledges her privilege. And that is so important, you know? I mean, to acknowledge that she is a wealthy white celebrity is key, because the access that she has and the resources that she has to healthcare, to, you know, fashion, you know, she's wearing Tom Ford. That's not people's everyday experience.
Is it going to be a catalyst for a change in conversation and narrative in America, do you think?
I couldn't help but watch it. I watched it with my 2 teenage children last night, and I could not help but be struck by how, in some ways, how ordinary it was. And that they were not struck. Nothing at all seemed...
How about that?
It was incredible.
You mean there was a dose of reality in reality television?
That's it. And I think, again, I keep coming back to it, but her campaign and her reveal, if you will, has been so effective to mitigate against that this show at times was almost boring. And that, to me, is extraordinary. I say that as a compliment.
I understand what you mean, though. I do understand what you mean. Larry, Jocelyn, really great to have this conversation. If you haven't had a chance to view it, I encourage you to do that. And if you have, what do you think? What's your tweet for us? You can send it to us at New Day CNN, or post your comment on Facebook.com/New Day. Chris?
All right, Nick, as we